A lot of our relationships don't end because of one huge betrayal. It ends because of some of the things that we do, some of the habits that we do on a regular basis that we've normalized. I've been reflecting on this because I do them myself, and you can see when something starts to affect your relationship. You can see when the person is approaching you differently, like they're walking on eggshells. So, what are these? Some of them is like emotional defensiveness, it's pride and ego, and overthinking, poor communication. The list goes on. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about four habits that we do as men that ruin some of the relationships and how we can fix them, because it's never too late to fix what we have. If you genuinely believe that you can fix this and you can fight for what you love, then it's not too late. So let's get started. So us as men value the stoic principles, being emotionally calm, being stoic. I don't know how to describe it, but it's that character you try and develop inside you whereby you're like, oh, nothing phases me. But a lot of things phase us. And with number one, this is avoiding vulnerability. So a lot of us have been told that, or have been taught that us as men have to suppress our emotions. Nothing can phase us. But that just causes trouble. It causes fights. And it hurts our relationships. It creates emotional distance. And it makes partners feel unwanted or unsafe because we can't express ourselves. And it turns small issues into bigger conflicts. So it causes us to explode because when you bottle things up, you are now piling on all these emotions that you've never really settled with yourself. And they don't go away. They are still there. And one day you will explode. I think I saw this YouTube channel, Top Think, that described it as all those emotions that you're suppressing, they will explode because you will reach a boiling point. Everyone has a boiling point. So how does this affect our relationships? It makes partners feel unwanted or unsafe because you can't express yourself with a person who's not vulnerable with you because they genuinely don't want to, out of the fear that you're going to explode on them. Maybe you've exploded on your friend before, so they don't want to talk about things along those topics just because of that. So how do we change that? Rather than getting cold or becoming angry with the person, express yourself. Say, hey, this hurt me. It might not have been your intention, but can we talk about it so that we understand each other? So things like that would help because, now you are saying what hurt you and you're not accusing the other person, because our friends want the best for us and they love us. So sometimes they're not doing things because they want to see doing things or saying things because they want to see you fall, but they're doing things and saying things because they want you to improve or they want to share their point of view. It's not an attack. It's not an attack on you. So what's the overall message from the avoiding vulnerability, and what's the lesson behind it? It's that don't hold all your emotions. Strength is not the idea that we hold all our emotions and we don't express them. Strength is being able to calmly regulate yourself and share what affects you and moving forward from there. Because we all get affected. We all have emotions that eat us up in the inside. So express it calmly and you'll be okay. So number two is constant defensiveness. A lot of us guys think that when we get feedback from another person, it's seen as disrespectful and we don't learn from it. But think about it from their point of view. Think about it from your friend's point of view. When this person has been there for you, this person is caring, loving, supportive. So based on the patterns that you've seen in the past, why do you think that this person is criticizing you or being judgmental of you? It's probably because, you don't want to take that advice. We sometimes feel like we can't be wrong in certain situations because of this toxic masculinity. You have to be a man that stands up for what you believe in. And sure, sometimes it is good to stand up for what you believe in, but sometimes we're wrong. Sometimes we don't know everything. So that point changes how the person sees you. They feel as if they can't give honest feedback, and they're just going to share things that you want to hear. And that's not closeness. It goes back to the vulnerability part, that they can't be vulnerable by admitting to you that, hey, I don't think you're correct in this moment. So how do we change this? Put your pride aside. Put it away, and ask yourself, is this coming from a loving standpoint? And even if it's not, they may have some good points in there that you can benefit from and that you can implement. So we are not always going to be right. We don't want to push the other person into a corner and make them feel like they can't share with us, because that ends up with the person emotionally withdrawing from you. And lastly, we need to hear this correction. And if we have situations where we constantly get defensive, our relationships, those moments don't get resolved. Those conversations don't get resolved. And we don't want our friends, partners, whatever the case may be, to feel like they can't openly share stuff with us. So accept that being corrected doesn't make you weak. It actually helps, and it shows the other person that you're human, that you are willing to hear the other person out. So yeah. So this is number 3. This is pride and ego. And this is a dangerous one. And it forms from the second one that we talked about on being defensive. Because usually, your pride just can't take the idea that someone else is correct and you are wrong. So where can we see this? What was I doing there? Where can we see this? We can see it through just having a conversation and you're the one in the wrong, and the other person feels hurt, and you don't apologize because you think that you're correct, or you know that you're in the wrong, but apologizing, avoiding vulnerability will make you be seen as weak. But the strongest guys, the strongest people in general, are the people who can admit when they are wrong and can admit when they messed up. So value peace with the person rather than trying to win the argument. Because when you win the argument, one person goes out happy and the other person, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, stop viewing compromise as losing. This is something that I struggle with myself. Like sometimes I'll set up meets, pause. Sometimes I'll have a conversation with a person and I'll want to meet up with them. And sometimes they won't be available at that time. So I'll say, oh, okay. And then they say, but we can do this instead. I'll be available then. And you're like, I want to do this, that is the ego and pride getting the better of us. We want our way. And that's damaging to the relationships, because a relationship is not about just us. It's about I mean, it's not about me, like, you know what I mean? It's about us. I hope I'm not confusing you guys, but it's not about one individual. It's about two people coming together, or three if it's like the group, and each person being heard so that we all just love one another. You know what I'm saying? World peace. And lastly, we have inconsistency. Being loving one day and being negative the other day, or being like emotionally distant. Hey, listen, I get it. Sometimes we can be angry, and you don't have to pretend like everything's okay, because that just means you're suppressing the emotions. But then again, it goes back to, open up about the things that do hurt you, so that the person that you're talking to is not confused or is not tiptoeing on eggshells. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, this just helps. It helps communication within the relationship, and you don't want the other person to have like anxiety or feel hurt just by, they don't know where they stand with you. So be intentional with your communication when you talk to this person. Express that, hey, I am slightly irritated at this moment because of 1, 2, 3. But I still want to have a conversation with you. I still want to do this. Can you just give me 5 minutes to take a breather, and maybe we can talk about it, clear the air, and move forward? That is consistency, showing that it's also strength right there. You are admitting that you're feeling weak right now, but you still want to show up for that person, and that helps. You are not suppressing things and silently building resentment against the other person. And that is the inconsistency we're trying to avoid as dudes for our loved ones. Whether it's your little brother, your little sister, your older brother, your older sister, or like that imaginary friend you see in the corner. Oh man, I thought that was funny. So yeah, let's try and not be inconsistent. A lot of these things are hard to implement. I haven't implemented these. I'm trying to, and that's the beautiful part about it. When people see that you are trying to go against your negative habits, you don't want to punish the other person because of these habits in the relationship. You want to genuinely improve for them. They can see that. It's going to be tough. It is tough. Yeah, but wouldn't you rather try and fight for your relationships, or try and improve going forward, rather than, lose that special someone? I don't want to lose my friends, and I hope you guys don't either. So, boys, from man, or whatever you consider me, I consider myself a man. From man to man, get on with the point. From man to man, let's improve. Let's do this not only for ourselves, but for our friends, families, and loved ones. It will really help going forward. It will give confidence within our relationships, and it will make people feel more comfortable towards you.